brought to you by SCVi and iLead Schools. We are a network of charter schools with campuses in Castaic, Agua Dulce, Lancaster. We've got a fully accredited online school. We've got a home study program called iLead Exploration. And you know what? Just head on over to our website, iLeadschools.org, and you can get information on all of our schools, regardless of whether your child needs a classroom-based, drop them off in the morning, pick them up in the afternoon school, or a hybrid format, online, home study. We've got it all. Check us out. Listen to the show while you're perusing iLeadschools.org, and you know what? Find the school that's right for you, and click on enroll now, and start that application process. You're really going to enjoy it. We've got everything that every student needs. So yeah, here we are. We're keeping our eye on education in Santa Clarita and across the nation. But like the show says, we keep our eye on the valley as well, bringing you everything that you need to know about what's what here in the valley. And we also we take a little time to goof off and giggle around and push the envelope a little bit. You know my mantra: if I can't laugh while I'm doing it, then I'm not going to do it. And it gets me in a little bit of trouble, but it's got me this far, right? Have you been up? Have you been outside yet? It's the sun's back. Yeah, we had a little bit of winter part 2, the revenge, over the last few days. But just when you thought spring was making an early appearance, that darn groundhog reminds us that he was right again this year. But the good news is it's supposed to be cleared up for the weekend. It'll be a little cool out there, but sunny all day today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Before it looks like we're getting rain all week long next week. So soak it up while you can this weekend. Get out there, have a great time. But that rain is coming back next week. But you know what? Relax. You still live in SoCal, right? You're still living the best life. The Lakers are surging. The Dodgers look absolutely unstoppable in the spring. There's amazing powder up in the mountains, if that's your thing. The surf is surging because of the rains a little bit, if that's your thing. And, we're home of the most beautiful people in the world, am I right? And we're all so humble. Yes! So it's the greatest place on earth. And to top it all off, we've got another great show for you today. In just a moment, we're going to talk to Kate Wolf, director of iLeadonline. I have to say, I'm pretty familiar with iLeadonline's program, and I don't think there's a more innovative, high-quality online school in the country. And no, not bragging, not hyperbole. I believe it's true. I've seen quite a few of them, and I don't think there's anything better than iLeadonline. And it's all free for students in grades transitional kindergarten, those are the witty-bitties, all the way through 12th grade. So that's coming up in just a minute. We'll talk to Kate. And in hour number 2, we've got Casey Miller from the City of Santa Clarita Arts and Events Office. She'll be joining us here in studio. She'll help us plan our spring calendar and get it all filled up with all the fun events coming up in our city as, the rains subside and the sun comes out again. And then, yes, my stupid big brother will be back to close out the show. For 2 beautiful years, I got to host a radio show all by myself. But around the time we were all locked up for the pandemic, my big brother, we call him Big T, he got bored and a little whiny. So then, of course, Mom made me include him in my show. And no, it's not fair, but it is what it is. And what it usually is kind of a train wreck. But it sure makes for fun listening, so stick with us, won't you? As I said, my first guest this morning is the director of iLeadonline Public Charter School. Kate Wolf has been in education for nearly a quarter century now. She's taught literally every grade from TK all the way through community college, with experience in traditional brick and mortar education, as well as online and independent study. Kate grew up here in Southern California too. She's a SoCal baby, and she attended UCLA, go Bruins, before beginning her career. She's an incredibly innovative yet kind and patient educational leader who fosters a collaborative leadership environment at her school, making her one of the best bosses you could ever hope to work for. Kate runs the most innovative, free online charter school in the country, but she's never complacent, never satisfied, as she and her team continue to improve and innovate to make sure that their students get the best quality education possible. Again, TK through 12th grade. Kate Wolf, welcome back to Eye on the Valley.
Thank you so much for having me, Matt. That is an incredible intro. I don't know if I can beat that.
Well, you're an amazing leader with an
Thank you.
amazing school. You don't have to beat that. You are that. So,
Thank you, Matt.
of course, of
It's a
course.
pleasure to be here.
We love when you join us, Kate. So, for those of our listeners who haven't heard you talk about it before, aren't quite as familiar with iLead Online, can you give us a quick overview of what your school is and how it differs from, what most of us know as that traditional drop them off, pick them up school?
Sure. So as you mentioned, iLead Online is a totally free public charter school. We serve kids full-time and also kids who want to take one or two classes with us. And our program is completely online. Kids can log in to our learning management system, which is kind of like a space where they can access all of their projects and assignments and support from their teachers. But beyond that, they also have tons of opportunity to get away from the screen and to do tons of hands-on projects. We have a full team of credentialed teachers who are creating authentic learning experiences for kids from scratch, just as teachers would in the classroom. But on top of that, they're giving personalized support. So every single kid has the option to make their curriculum their own. We meet them where they are, and we really emphasize them being able to grow and learn in a way that feels good for them. So in my mind, that's kind of unparalleled. We have a village who supports kids from TK all the way through 12. We're fully accredited, so we have all the things that your normal school you would want to have. On top of those individualized learning plans, that project-based learning, we collaborate with families. We see our families as partners in education. We have a full catalog of classes from, as I mentioned, TK through all the way up through 12 with AP classes, career and technical education courses, all of the things.
All of the things. I love it. And what I love is, Kate, when iLead Online came into the space, and you were part of that team early on, when they came into the space, it was, I got to be honest, really easy to compete with other online schools because most, if not all of them out there, were kind of those what we call canned curriculums, right? Yeah, you go to online school, you log onto the computer, you read a few chapters, then you take a quiz and cross your fingers and hope you pass and move on. And you all stepped in and said, we can do it a lot better. And you launched with a project-based learning philosophy. But as the years have gone by, you've continued to improve and continued to ask yourselves the question, what can we do to make it better for our kids? How can we make it more personalized? How can we give them a more human feel? It's so that they're not just on the computer all day long. So like I said, you're not the only online school out there. What makes iLead Online different than other online learning platforms?
I would say first and foremost what you mentioned, that we do not use canned curriculum. There are real credentialed teachers behind every single assignment and every single piece of feedback that kids are getting. So we create it from scratch. We're very much human, and we want kids to feel all of our passion for education as we support them. So we have that project-based learning. Kids aren't stuck in front of the screen reading a packet and then taking a quiz. And on top of that, we're super flexible. So kids can work at a pace that works best for them. We can customize curriculum based on what their individual learning needs are. And we really, we prioritize those personal relationships with our kids and their families so that they can feel fully supported, even though we're not in the same room with them. And I will say that not many schools offer that, even the in-person schools.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I hear it all the time from our students that they're getting better attention in your online school than they were in their traditional school. Kate, so your school, iLead Online, is different from homeschool, right? The mom and dad don't have to be in charge of the instruction. That's what your credentialed teachers are for. That's what your staff is for. You just obviously have to have someone there supervising the kid wherever they're at. But you guys handle it all. So as more and more people are finding out about your school, Kate, you're becoming incredibly popular. This year you've been adding...
Approved for our high school courses, so we get a lot of kids that are elite athletes that need time to practice or flexible scheduling. We get a lot of kids who are actors or already professionals in their own industry, whether they're entrepreneurs or they're, like I mentioned, actors or athletes. And we also get families who truly want their kids to get a personalized education and want to be there with them for it, want that flexibility of pacing and curriculum, and want to be able to feel confident in the quality of learning that their kids are getting.
And you've got another component to your school, Kate. This I'm really excited about. I really want to drill down on Track C, but before we do that, while families are listening, where can they go to get a little bit more information? Maybe while they're listening today, peruse your course catalog, maybe sign up for an information event, or even start their application online. Where would they go?
Sure. So iLeadonline.org is your one-stop shop for all of those things. At iLeadonline.org, they can take a look at our course catalog. They can see our syllabi in our classes to see what kind of content our teachers are creating and teaching. They can fill out an application for, as you mentioned, our Track C, which I know we're going to talk about, or our Track A. We're still enrolling now. They and have a Q&A session. They can also reach out directly to us through the website. And our office staff will answer any questions that they have by email, or they can sign up for a one-to-one phone call with our enrollment specialist.
Yeah, changing schools for your kid is a big decision, and so you want to make sure that you're well informed. So sign up for one of those info nights. Go to iLeadonline.org right now, but don't get distracted. Don't zone out, because Kate, I know iLead Online runs year-round. Y'all don't take the summers off. Can you tell us about Track C and classes that you're starting in the summertime? Yeah, parents, you might have, whatever your needs may be. Kate's got classes in the summertime. What's Track C, Kate?
Sure. So iLead Online offers 2 tracks, or kind of like schedules, that our program has. Our Track C begins July 1st and runs the full year long, but a lot of families choose to enroll with us for Track C for the months of July and August for either credit recovery or to get ahead in a few classes. And they can take 1, 2, 3 classes and feel like their kids are getting everything they need, whether it's making sure that there's no learning loss, or they said getting a little bit ahead, or making up any classes that they may not have been happy about from a year or 2 before.
So you're talking about students, families that are currently attending a different school, but during those months when they would be on summer vacation, they can enroll in Track C and take 1, 2, maybe even 3 classes during those summer months?
Correct, and absolutely for free if they're enrolling with us full-time and live in a county that we serve. And they're, of course, welcome to stay with us the whole year. We get lots of families that decide to do that after experiencing our Track C in the first couple months, but we do, as we said, have a lot that choose to stay with us for July and August and then return to their other schools.
So I'm flashing back to when I was in high school now, and I'm going to tell you my dirty little secret, Kate. I took geometry, and it didn't make sense to me. I squeaked by in the first semester, and then second semester I got a D, which is a passing grade, but they wouldn't let me go on to the next level of math, and I needed 3 years of math to get into college, and so I got set back a year and really had to scramble. I would have been able to not even really leave. It was Saugus High School. I was at Saugus High. I would have been able to not even really leave Saugus High. I would have been able to take that geometry class during the summer, get caught back up, and then in the fall, go back to Saugus and continue where I had left off?
Absolutely. And for our 9th graders who are just starting the fall semester, it's a great opportunity to get a head start, right? Because our Track C July 1, that is our fall semester. So any kids that are coming in from into 9th grade from 8th grade can begin taking their high school classes starting July 1 if they choose.
Oh, wow. So kind of get ahead, maybe start targeting a little early graduation action. That is fantastic.
Absolutely.
So Kate, you said these classes are free to anybody.
Yes.
Who's eligible to take these classes, though?
So families that live in the counties that we serve, so local to Southern California counties, and I can get a list of those for you, there's 5 of them. But if you're out of those counties, out of Southern California, you can also choose to purchase our classes out of pocket. So be part-time instead of full-time, pay for the classes. and take them, and we can issue an official transcript upon request.
So if a student lives anywhere in LA County, Ventura County,
Yes.
Kern County, San Bernardino, and then Orange County, any one of those 5 counties, so pretty much most of Southern California unless you're in San Diego,
Right.
you can take these online courses during the summer months or all year long for free.
Correct.
And then if you live outside, you can still take those classes. You just have to pay for them, but they're free to folks that live in that Southern California area that we talked about. That is absolutely amazing, Kate. So, you know what? I want to talk more. I keep saying how you guys continue to innovate, and I want to talk about some of the ways that you're doing that, but we're going to take a quick break. Kate Wolf is the director at iLeadonline, free public charter school. When we get back, we're going to talk about what makes them the most innovative, high-quality online school in the country and ways that they continue to improve their services still. You'll hear more about it when we get back. Stay tuned. I'm Matt Watson. This is SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley, and you're listening to your hometown station, KHTS. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson. You are listening to SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. I'm joined this morning by director at iLeadonline, free public charter school, Kate Wolf. And during the break, Kate and I were talking all business. We were talking about how it just didn't seem fair that folks outside of those 5 counties that we mentioned have to pay to attend iLeadonline when the folks that live in Kern, Ventura, LA, Orange, and what am I missing? Kern, Ventura, LA, Orange, and San Bernardino counties. Yes, they can attend your school for free, whether it's full-time, year-round, or if they want to just take those Track C courses in the summer and then go back to whatever school that they were previously enrolled in, talking about Track C. But Kate, before the break, you and I, well, we were talking about Track C, but and those courses that are starting in the summertime. But next year, starting with, I believe it's Track C, maybe Track 8, but starting next year, you and your team are continuing to grow your services, continuing to innovate. So I want to talk about some of those examples. What can you tell me about peer-to-peer counseling? You know, because that's the first thing that families say is, no, I don't want my kid in an online school. I want them to be able to connect with their peers. You guys have peer-to-peer counseling coming up? What's that?
We do. So I'd have to back that one up a little bit, talk about our career and technical education courses.
All right.
Which are our way of, and there are a lot of schools offer them, a way of allowing kids to explore different career interests before they get out of high school, which helps them really hone in on where they want to go and what they want to do and start to make plans to do it. So our career and technical education pathways are usually 2 to 3 year-long courses. Most of them are 2, where kids can jump in, get introduced to an industry, and then by the time they get out in that second year-long course, develop some sort of skill set or something for a resume or a portfolio that they can take away so that they can step into a career in an industry of their choice. So the peer-to-peer counseling is directly connected to our mental and behavioral health pathway, where we're introducing kids to a career in mental and behavioral health. So everything from counseling to work in schools, to work as a behaviorist or a mental health professional. And one of the ways that we're exploring developing that final, what we call a capstone class, is to look at how peers can support each other and connect with one another. So we're currently building out ways to allow kids to explore peer-to-peer counseling with the guidance of our own fully credentialed teachers and career counselors, college and career and mental health counselors. So we're really excited about it. And it's just one of a whole list of pathways that we offer that include game design, entrepreneurship, video production, sports medicine. I could go on and on. It's super cool.
Yeah, so there are tons of them, and I just wanted to clarify, that's amazing. So you're preparing kids for career in all these different career pathways, and as part of a counseling pathway, a mental health pathway, those learners, those students that are taking those courses are getting to sharpen their skills with real scenarios while they're counseling their peers. That is a beautiful arrangement. That is amazing. And then also preparing kids for just tons of other careers. So you mentioned game design. One more time, what are a couple of the other career pathways you're preparing for kids?
Yes, our entrepreneurship, which includes business and marketing management. We have accounting and financial management. We
Nice.
have sports medicine. We have video production. We have arts and media entertainment, so everything from graphic design through photography. Or we have education. So we have kids that are learning all about childhood development and preparing for careers in education. And then we are lucky enough to be able, for those capstone classes, to work to connect them to get internships to work with little iLeaders too.
And then if we do have any high school students out there that are maybe taking a sick day, a mental health day, and they're listening to the show this morning, I understand next year you're introducing a new CTE pathway, preparing kids for a career in, check it out, esports.
Yes, we are exploring esports as another kind of offshoot of our game design pathway. We've had a lot of interest in that. And we're also tentatively looking at animal science.
Oh, nice. Gosh, you guys you're preparing kids for just a whole litany of careers. That is phenomenal. And Mom, Dad, don't wince when I say a career in esports until you take a look at some of the contracts that these kids are signing for playing their video games. Now, Kate, something that parents of high schoolers are getting really savvy about. You know, I answer the information line when those first calls come in. One of the most common questions that high school families are asking about is either concurrent or dual enrollment. But is that even a thing? Is that possible with an online school? Are your high schoolers able to enroll concurrently with their local junior college while they're taking high school coursework through iLeadonline?
So, yeah, our high school learners are encouraged and definitely can take community college classes, both online and in person. And in fact, we train our academic coaches who support our kids on their rosters to help inform families of different options around college credits. And we have an amazing team of college and career counselors that meet with kids, talk about their post-high school plans, and give them options for taking community college classes, either online and in person, while they're taking high school classes. And what's really cool about that is that it lets our high school learners not only get high school credit, but earn college credit and potentially move towards having their associate's degree by the time they graduate for high school if they really want to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know kids work toward that as part of that fast track plan, right? Why not graduate high school with your AA? And especially the flexibility that your school offers at iLeadonline certainly makes that a possibility. Kate, we've talked about all the amazing benefits. Well, not all of them, but a lot of the amazing benefits that you offer your kids that are enrolled full-time, again, completely for free, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade. But you also work with students that are concurrently attending other schools, whether it's a middle school, a high school. You offer them the opportunity to take an individual course or two, right? What's that look like?
Absolutely. So kids are welcome to take the courses with us part-time, so one or two, depending on what they need. Sometimes what that looks like is a kid in an independent study program who has instructional funds. We work with lots of those programs, and they can use their instructional funds to purchase an iLeadonline course and get that iLeadonline experience. We also have kids who maybe are at a traditional brick and mortar school or live outside of the counties we serve full-time and want to pay for a course out of pocket, either because they can't find it in their school, they may not be able to fit it in their schedule. And so those learners are welcome to purchase a class from us. And because we're fully accredited and we're AG approved and NCAA approved, we can offer an official transcript when they finish their class that they can submit on any college application.
Absolutely. And I know, Kate, you know, I used to be the principal of a local brick and mortar high school, and some of my students would come to me and say, hey, I don't want to take the foreign language that you offer here. We couldn't afford to have 4 or 5 different foreign languages. We had just the 2. And so they would go to iLeadonline to take for example, Japanese, or they weren't really into the two-dimensional art or the theater production class that we offered, and so they would go to iLead Online to take some of your electives, your art electives, like photography, things like that were very, very popular. And those are courses that are available for a fee, right?
Yes, absolutely. So you mentioned Japanese. We have all the way up through AP Japanese, and those classes are incredibly popular, super engaging. Kids love to join in the live hours and practice their conversational skills. We also offer the full AP capstone diploma, which is huge and rare to find, especially in a flexible format. So we have lots of kids interested in taking AP research and AP seminar, which are truly project-based and learner-driven ways to earn AP credits, and even potentially take in place of an English class.
Well, and getting prepared for college. Gosh, I don't think there's classes out there like your AP seminar and AP research that'll better prepare a kid for what they're going to see in college. That's amazing. So, Kate, we're still early in March. Are you still enrolling for this year, or are you just taking applications for those summer classes and for next fall?
Yeah, so we are definitely enrolling for this year right now. And we get lots of kids that choose to come to us mid-year for many reasons. So we're pros at customizing and making sure they get everything they need as they're moving over to our program. We also are taking applications for next year and for our Track C that begins July 1, or at the very beginning of July.
Fantastic. So families can either sign up and transfer schools right now. I spoke with a gentleman about this time last year who had some family tragedy. His kids hadn't been in school on the East Coast for about a month or so. So, of course, they were way behind. They came and enrolled about this time last year and got fully caught up and really enjoyed iLead Online. Families can sign up to transfer now. They can sign up and enter your enrollment lottery for next year, either starting in August, or they can sign up for Track C in the summer. I want to circle back and touch on that again because I think that's going to be a game changer for a lot of our students here in town. But Kate, again, where do they go to fill out an application or get more information?
So they can go to iLeadonline.org, and if they would like to enroll now, there's a button right there on that website that says Enroll Now, and that'll guide them through the steps for any of the tracks that they might be interested in, either a July 1st start, in August, right now, or even purchasing an individual course. That first page says Start Enrollment Here. Or they can go to iLeadonline.org, hit Contact, and that will take them to their different options to send us an email or sign up for a information night.
Fantastic. And again, it's the exact opposite of what people think of when they think of online learning. Your students are going to have teachers, highly qualified, credentialed teachers. They're also going to have an academic coach who makes sure that they stay caught up, make sure that they're understanding their coursework and organizing themselves, getting the right classes according to their goals post-high school. And then you've also got access to free tutoring. Like I said, total opposite of what families think of when they think of online learning. All for free because we are a public charter school. All right, Kate, I'm going to give you 2 more minutes to give your elevator pitch for Track C. You walk onto the elevator, and there's 2 parents talking. One's talking about, oh gosh, doesn't look like my kid's going to be able to pass his government class. And another one's talking about, oh, my kid's doing great. He wants to graduate when he's a junior. He just isn't going to be able to take that extra English class before he gets to his senior year in high school. What are we ever going to do? And in walks Kate Wolf, director of iLead Online, and says what about Track C?
No pressure, Matt. I would say we've got to. We've got everything that your learner needs. We can allow them to make up classes. If they want to do credit recovery, we have all the courses to let them get ahead, take a language, take an extra English or math course. We also have skill building classes. So not just for kids that want a credit recovery or get ahead. Maybe a kid wants to take a class on how to write a great college essay or how to make sure that they have those algebra foundations as they're going into more advanced math classes. We have that. And then also for our littles, we have great engaging project-based classes to make sure that there's no learning loss. So one thing that I think of in general that kids are loving right now is our sculpture and ceramics class for the littles, where they get a kit of all the materials sent home to them, and each week they do a different sculpture that then connects to key learning materials. So they'll do math practice, they'll do science practice, and they'll have fun building clay with our instructor.
What a great way to stay busy during the summertime. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
And again, Kate, what's the cost, whether they're enrolling in 1 or 2 classes in the summer or want to enroll year-round TK through 12th grade? What's that cost?
Absolutely free for our full-time learners.
Absolutely free for our full-time learners, just as long as you live in Orange County, Ventura County, San Bernardino County, Kern County, or right here in LA County. iLeadonline is available to you for free. Again, check them out at iLeadonline.org to sign up for an information session. It's quick, easy. Guess what? The information session also online, so you can do it right there. We've had families having dinner and join our live information sessions. We've had parents sitting in the car at soccer practice joining our information sessions. You can fill out the application. You can enroll for summer classes or full-time in the fall, or you can transfer now and sign up. That's iLeadonline.org. Kate, thank you so much for joining me again today. You have a great weekend. Stay dry. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I am Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. We'll be right back on your hometown station, KHTS. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you are listening to SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. Just had a great conversation with Kate Wolf. She's the director of iLeadonline. I know I say online, and you say, I don't know that we could. Trust me. Check them out. It costs you nothing to attend an information session. Check out their catalog. This might be the program that's a game changer for you and your student. Remember, it is completely free, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade. You know, I love talking about our schools. Well, yes, I love talking about our schools. And guess what? I get paid to talk about our schools. Producer Sarah and I, this is not the only thing that we do. Producer Sarah and I work in the outreach and communications department at iLead Schools. And so it's our job to talk about our schools. And the phone rings all day, every day with people calling, inquiring about whether it's our classroom-based schools, our online school like Kate was talking about, our home study program, our hybrid program. But, you know, it was kind of funny. Yesterday, somebody called in and we were chatting and, you know, we were having a really good conversation and they were talking about our schools. They actually wanted to sell a product to our school, and it was funny as we were talking. He was talking about, well, hey, maybe we can come in and sign a contract. I'll drop by your office, and you can put your John Henry on the dotted line, and we'll move on. And as soon as he said, put my John Henry on the dotted line, he lost me. Like my mind just started going crazy because I love a malapropism, because Jen, you know what the saying is, right? What do you put on the dotted line?
John Hancock,
the famous signer of the Constitution.
right?
Thank you very much. But this is something that I hear pretty often. Put your John Henry right here. Now, John Henry, he's thought to be a fable, kind of like your Paul Bunyan,
Right.
kind of thing. He was a railroad working guy, if you know the story. He had actually been a freed slave. Some people do argue that it's based on a real man, but the story goes that he was a freed slave who worked on the railroads and actually was, in competition with the new steam engine, hammering spikes and things like that. But put your John Henry right here. If you think about it, if he was a real man and he was a freed slave, chances are he probably couldn't even sign his own name. He would have signed with an X.
Yeah.
So no, it's your John Hancock. But I love a good malapropism. I giggle to myself when I hear him in polite company. With closer friends and family, I'll really get after him.
Point at him and laugh.
But for example, I hear this one, and I hear this one almost every day. That's a whole nother story. Nother.
Nother.
The word nother. How do you spell nother?
Nother.
Is that peanut butter flavored cookie? Right? Can I have another butter? No,
Yeah.
the word is another. And you don't get to, I hate split infinitives, let alone words that get split up by
Sure.
other words.
Sure.
It's a whole other or another whole thing, right? But
Yes.
a whole nother, not a thing. Another fun one is, for all intensive purposes, right?
Very intensive.
Right, exactly. Don't get too intense with me. It's for all intents and purposes, please and thank you. But I hear it all the time. Well, for all intensive purposes. No. Another thing that I hear a lot, these malapropisms, they really annoy me. We got to nip that in the butt.
Yes.
Okay, so what is it? Now we're getting
Leave the butts out of this, please.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Leave your butt out of this. We should be nipping it in the bud. It's a horticulture term, right?
Yes.
Plants that you don't want to grow, you really need to nip them in the bud before they grow too far, right? You're not nipping them in the butt like Jen said. Leave your butt out of it. And it's, this is a genetic thing. And Jen, you're getting to know my family quite well, and you know how annoying we all are. Mom likes to use a few malapropisms on purpose. She'll do it on purpose just to see if people notice. So sometimes, people will ask her, how she's been, and she'll tell you, "Oh, I've been so busy lately. I've been so busy. I've been running around like a chicken with its legs cut off." And what's funny is about 60% of the people don't even notice.
They buy into it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I've been busy too. No, it's, of course, I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, not my legs cut off. Chicken with its legs cut off.
Not really going anywhere.
Can't run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, if you're driving with mom and you ask her, okay, which is the quickest way to get out of Santa Clarita and into the San Fernando Valley? Is it quicker to take Valencia Boulevard to the 5, or is it quicker to take Railroad to the 14? Mom might tell you, 701 way, half dozen of the other. Right?
Yes.
Right? Of course, the
I like your mom.
expression is 6 of one way, half dozen of the other.
I think a more popular one is just simply using the word irregardless versus regardless.
Love that.
And I think now that people are talking about it more often, I feel like it's kind of come into culture, I guess, for lack of a better word. People are now aware of the fact that it's not irregardless. That is not a word.
Thank you. That's not a word, right? It's literally a double negative that
Yes.
doesn't exist,
Yeah.
right? The word is regardless.
Regardless.
Right? Irregardless. Yeah. No bueno. No bueno. What about this one, Jen? Are you familiar with the movie Old School?
Yes.
Vince Vaughn, Will
Oh,
Ferrell.
yeah.
All right. So after it's actually during their first big frat party, Snoop Dogg is on the microphone. Will Ferrell decides to strip down and run through the streets. Is it butt naked or buck naked?
Naked. It's buck naked.
Yeah.
B-U-C-K.
But I think the malapropism is actually taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people assume because you're naked, there's your butt. And
Right.
Now we're talking about butts again. this
Again,
morning.
Jen, keep your butt out of it. It is buck naked. But what's funny is language is actually a living thing, right? Language continues to change. It continues to evolve all the time. Here's a perfect example. The word literally now has 2 definitions in Webster's dictionary.
Oh, boy.
It literally means, it means literally. It means actually, in real life. When I say I literally cut my finger off, I'm
Right.
now down to 9, not 10, right?
Something
y'all
that
get what
actually happened.
It actually
Yes.
happened. But did you know that definition number 2 of the word literally is literally the opposite of literally? Literally means literally, and it also means figuratively.
Can we blame TikTok for this and Gen Zs and all these like young teenagers? Like, oh my God, literally.
Yeah, but
Ugh,
and
stop
you know
it,
what?
It's not literal.
It is a very common expression with the Gen Zs, but
Sure.
and Jen, you know me, I am get off my lawn guy, and I would love nothing more than to be able to blame it on these young kids.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
But
blame it on the younger generation.
I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can do it because misusing the word literally has literally been around for decades and been used by more than just the Gen Zers. I got to tell you, it was probably about 15 years ago. I was talking on the phone with a boomer who was telling me that she was going to be late to dinner because she's literally crawling on the freeway. Now,
Come on, boomers.
Right? Well, and this is a boomer that I'm particularly fond of. No, it's not Mom, but so I did take a swipe, and I said, "Well, you think it's bad for you? What about the poor folks that are stuck behind the idiot that's literally crawling on the freeway?
Get back in your car."
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, love me a good malapropism, but also I am that annoying English teacher who will correct your grammar.
Yeah. That's okay. That's good. We need more of that. There's too many, there's always these kids who can't form a complete sentence, or they don't know how to talk to people in person because of the texting, because of the, I'll be there at 2, and they use just the letter B. It's like, all right, guys, come on, let's figure this out.
Yep. And producer Sarah's chiming in with her favorite malapropism, and she says it almost all the time. She'll start explaining something, and then she'll cut to the chase by saying, "Well, long story longer," right? Well, of course, it's long story short.
You've kept me here long enough.
Right, exactly. All righty. Well, a couple of quick reminders from last week's show. You're going to want to set your calendar. We want to remind people that the Leap Children's Museum is holding a fun fundraiser to help raise money for the construction of their children's museum in the center of town here in Santa Clarita. That's right. Their goal is to open a children's museum right here in the heart of Santa Clarita. On April 1st, after you get off work, 6 p.m., April 1st, they're hosting Leap Laboratory, a night at the museum. It's an evening for kids 21 and up. It's for the adults at Tesoro Clubhouse. It's a hands-on celebration of curiosity and learning designed to ignite imaginations while raising critical funds for Leap Children's Museum. They'll have cocktails, snacks, an award-winning magician. And trust me, the magic is better after a few cocktails, folks. That's April 1st. Check them out at leapmuseum.org. And also a quick reminder, Saugus High School class of 1990. You've got a 35th reunion coming up soon, September 5th and 6th. We're going to meet at the football game September 5th, Lucky Luke's on September 6th. That's Saugus High class of 1990. There you go. Matt Watson, iLead Schools, once again providing you with real-life, relevant education. Stick around. We've got more fun events coming up this spring after this. You're listening to SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you are listening to SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley. Earlier in the show, we had a great conversation with Kate Wolf from iLeadonline. You know what? I'm going to stop bragging about iLeadonline. If that's even something that you're remotely considering, check them out at iLeadonline.org. They're amazing. That's iLeadonline.org. And then last break, Jen and I were playing around a little bit talking about malapropisms, and there was another one that came up during the commercial break, and it's very, very relevant and timely. Malapropism. Daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Did you catch it?
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
it's
that's
daylight
true. Saving
time.
Yeah.
No S. Daylight saving time.
Yeah.
And daylight saving time is, it's starting, right? It's not ending. It's starting this weekend.
I think it's all I know is spring forward, fall back.
Okay.
That's how I remember.
That's right. So we're springing forward.
Yes.
This weekend.
Yes.
Saturday night when you go to bed, make sure that nobody moves their clocks anymore, right?
Everything's digital now, but I guess,
your microwave in your car.
Your microwave. Well, some cars would even update it, I guess, if you fancy pants car.
All right, I'll report myself. I drive a 2007.
That's okay.
I do. No, it's not. It's not. And in fact, Big T's listening. When he calls in, he'll tell you that it's not okay. That my car is almost 20 years old. My car is almost able to drink. But yeah, that's right. This Saturday night is daylight saving time. set your clocks ahead.
Spring
You're going to
forward.
lose an hour of sleep this weekend.
Does that
But,
affect you? Does that bug you, or will you bounce back okay?
No, it's the weekend, Jen. I sleep when
Yeah.
I want to.
True.
Right? So I'll just sleep an hour later and figure it out. I'm going to be up late Sunday night and early Monday morning anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be exhausted when I
Yeah.
get to work on Monday. What about you? You get to sleep in Sunday morning too, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit, but that kind of stuff doesn't bother me
Oh, okay.
either. Yeah. I'm like you. I'll be up late Sunday and pay for it Monday, but no big deal.
All righty.
I like the sunlight, though. I'll take it.
Yes, love the late sunlight.
Yeah.
It's springtime. Sun's going to be out longer starting Sunday morning. And there's a lot. Well, you know what? Even in those dark, cold winter months, there's a lot going on in and around town. That's one of the things I love most about living in Santa Clarita is how active and organized our city is. City staff does such an amazing job of organizing incredible events for people of all ages year-round, from farmers markets to cowboy festivals, celebrations of international cultures, and concerts in the park. The city of Santa Clarita makes sure that there's always something to do in town. And a huge part of making it all happen is my next guest, Casey Miller. Casey is the event supervisor with the city of Santa Clarita. Casey, welcome to Eye on the Valley.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
We're so glad you could come in. And so grateful, like I said, for all the different events and expressions of art that our city hosts for us. So first of all, can you tell our listeners just a little bit about your role with the city of Santa Clarita and maybe how you came to work for the city?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I always tell everyone I have the dream job. I get
bet.
to plan events for our community. So I'm an event supervisor with the City of Santa Clarita. I started with the city about 7 years ago
All right.
with our school programs team, which was still under our arts and events division. And since then, I moved into various other roles, working with our business community and now with our events team. It's the most fun job. I enjoy it more than I can say. And again, it's really a dream job. I get to bring our community together. I get to brainstorm and plan fun, interesting activities for people to do. I get to look at bands and bring in talent. So it's just a really, really cool job. It's very rewarding.
I bet. You get to throw a rockin' party every week and somebody else pays for it.
Hey, that's my kind of job,
Absolutely. That is great. So I talked about how much I love it, but why is it important? Because let's face it, this does cost our city some of our revenue. I know y'all do an amazing job of being efficient, but why is this something that's so important to the city of Santa Clarita to provide so many events and services?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, events, arts, culture, it really is such a big part of what makes a community a great place to live. Opportunities to connect with people outside of your home, bringing people outside into some of those shared spaces where they can, be with family, be with friends, meet someone new. A lot of the events we do offer opportunities for people to experience something different, a different culture, celebrate our diversity, the fabric of what makes our community so unique and the diversity amongst us. And more than that, just having fun. It's as simple as that. At the end of the day, what our team does is provide those opportunities for our community to connect, and that makes a strong community when we're all able to experience together. So it's so important that our city invests in these things, and I'm so grateful that our city does. And I'm so grateful to be a part of it. It's a really cool thing to be a part of what makes a community strong.
And the events that y'all put together are always so well thought out, and the ideas that end up coming to the table are just amazing. Now, I talked about springtime, and while y'all are throwing events year-round, spring really ramps it up, and we're coming up on one of my favorites, the Youth Art Showcase. What can you tell us about that event for listeners who haven't been there before?
Yeah, absolutely. So we always say kind of in our team that March really kicks off our event season, and the Youth Art Showcase is leading the charge. So this is our 9th annual year. We have done the event consecutively for 9 years. During, the pandemic, we did go virtual, but it still took place. So coming into our 9th year, we're very excited. created to showcase the talent of our local youth here in Santa Clarita. And that's really what it's all about. The event takes place in March, which is National Youth Art Month, and we're very excited to celebrate the various artistic talents. So what you can expect to see at this event, it's taking place on March 15th at the Newhall Community Center from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So a great place to stop by for lunch. We've got a couple food trucks there, and we have a lot of opportunities to get hands-on with craft stations where you can make and take a craft or artwork away from the event. We have caricature artists on site, face painting, as well as a performing stage with various local performing groups taking stage. So it's a really fun event to get your hands dirty with some creative activities, unleash your creativity there, and experience something new.
Yeah, and I remember when the showcase went virtual, and I was actually one of the judges that year, and it was amazing how our youth came through, and it really did play quite well online. It's a lot better to get together. It's hard to get your face painted online.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
All right, and the event will showcase the creativity of both local youth visually and their literary works. So they write. What's this year's theme?
That's right. So we do have an art contest, which entries have closed, but the theme is Friendship, the Heartbeat of Global Peace.
Aw.
Yeah, it's really sweet. And the artwork that was submitted is just, you're going to want to see it. There's a couple, well, all the pieces are gorgeous, but there's a couple pieces that really pull at the heartstrings.
Yeah.
And it's interesting and really cool to see the interpretation of friendship and unity and peace and all of those concepts woven into these students' artwork. So it's a very cool thing, and that gallery is on display at the Youth Art Showcase. So be sure to stop on by and see it.
Yeah, what I love about the theme every year is it always takes the same two ideas. One, it's a global theme, right? It's thinking globally, acting locally, but then also focused on what you can do to make our world better, or what will make our world better. And so, do you get to judge the submissions?
I do take a part of the judging. We have a great team. Our arts team is involved, and we do take a look at all of the art, and it's fun. It's hard. It's really hard to take a look at.
It is.
And, place your judgments, but really everyone is so deserving. We have different age categories as well, so we're fortunate that our breakdown of the contest with the different grade divisions offer a lot of opportunities for people to be recognized for their work.
And that's now, I might be a little bit confused. That fits nicely with the Santa Clarita Sister Cities Young Artist Showcase. Is that the same thing, or is it two different things?
Yeah, you're not confused. Absolutely, it is the same theme. We partner with Santa Clarita Sister Cities on this contest.
All right.
And really we kind of adopt their theme and use it for our contest. And it really is a great opportunity to have artists exposed to two opportunities for their work to be celebrated and showcased. And what's really cool about the Sister Cities art contest, and I don't want to speak too much about it because it's not something that I directly oversee, but it is a contest open to 13 to 18-year-old students, and we have students from our valley that have won this contest and been recognized globally. And it's a great opportunity for students. So we like to partner with Sister Cities to provide that extra opportunity for students to see their artwork recognized.
Yeah, it is neat. And those Sister Cities submissions that win for our city then go on to a national competition and a global competition. It really is exciting. Casey, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here because this isn't why we brought you in to talk, but we've mentioned Sister Cities a couple times now. Every time I bring it up, folks ask me, "Oh, Sister Cities, what's that?" Can you talk a little bit about what the Sister Cities program is?
Yeah, and I can talk just a little bit about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
We love our Sister Cities partners. So Sister Cities is a local nonprofit ran by a chapter here in Santa Clarita, and it is really what you mentioned earlier, thinking globally, acting locally. And our Santa Clarita Sister Cities has partnerships with different cities around the world. Those are called our sisters. So we have a city in the Philippines and a city in Ecuador that we our sister cities with. And that involves, sharing ideas, connecting with those representatives from those cities, and again, just kind of creating connectivity across the globe. So Sister Cities is a really great program. If you're interested in learning more, you can check them out. Just a quick Google search, Santa Clarita Sister Cities, will bring you right to their page.
Yeah, and they do. So they partner with the city and are involved in a lot of the city events and help support them. I think our sister cities in the Philippines is Sariaya. In Ecuador is Tena. I've actually been to Tena. It's a beautiful little
Very
city,
cool.
kind of right there on the edge of the Amazon basin. And then from what I understand, we're not quite sisters yet, but we're
Yes.
sort of flirting a little bit with a city in Japan.
That's correct. Yeah, Matsudo, Japan
Yeah.
is our friend city. So it's kind of, as you think of any relationship, you start off in sort of those flirty
Getting to
stages
know
or
each
getting to
other,
know each
yeah.
other. So before we become sisters, we do become friends. And currently, right now, we are working with Matsudo, Japan, and hopeful that we'll have a new sister city to welcome into our family.
And Matsudo really is a perfect match for Santa Clarita. They're kind of an upper middle class, middle to upper middle class suburb of a large city, Tokyo, about 45 minutes north. Sounding familiar at all?
Very familiar.
Yeah, right? Casey Miller, events supervisor with the City of Santa Clarita, joins us this morning. Before we go, we do want to remind you that we're springing forward this weekend. I just got that, I had no idea until station co-owner Carl Goldman popped his head in the door. Remember, we are springing forward this weekend, but that means that spring is here, and Casey's got a ton of events that she and her team are planning for us, making our city just the amazing place that it is all the time. When we get back, we're celebrating Cowboys and our senses. Stick around to find out how you can join us. And still to come, the train wreck that is Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame. You're not going to want to miss it. I am Matt Watson. This is SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. You're listening to your hometown station, KHTS. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson. You are listening to SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley, and we are preparing to spring forward this weekend. That's right, the big time change is coming. I just keep wondering, when are we going to get over all the change and just say, let's spring forward and stop it? Right? So maybe...
They've been hinting at that for however many years.
Yeah, Congress has been saying for
Yeah,
2 decades
I don't
that
know.
they're gonna spring forward, stay on daylight saving, not savings.
Saving.
Time. That's a malapropism.
Yes.
Daylight saving. They've been saying they're gonna spring forward and then leave it that I don't know.
They're threatening to do that. I don't think it'll happen. I think they just like to have something to talk about.
Right, exactly. they're gonna fix the time change and they're gonna balance the budget. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Call me when you guys get to that. Thank you very much. Anyways, joining me this morning is Casey Miller. Yeah, that was my super radio guy voice. Casey Miller is the events supervisor with the City of Santa Clarita. And we're talking about all the different events, amazing events that the city throws for us. There's just, you walk out your door on a weekend or even on a weekday evening and you run into a party going on in town. And there are a lot of events coming up that you and the arts and event team are preparing for. Can you tell us about Celebrate? I have to tell you, I got involved right when this started, and I wondered, is this really going to be that big of a thing? Is Santa Clarita going to throw its arm around Celebrate? Tell us what it is, and I was way off on this one, wasn't I? Very popular.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Celebrate is our multicultural series. We celebrate a different culture or country each month, starting in May this year and running through September on the second Friday of the month. It takes place at the Canyon Country Community Center. And what this event is all about is celebrating Santa Clarita's diversity. We have a really beautiful landscape of diverse people here in Santa Clarita. And this event is intended to bring those differences together and celebrate them in a way that allows people to experience something new that they may not have been familiar with before. Sure. So this event features live performances. It features cuisine, food from different cultures. It features arts and crafts and traditions, activities, games, the things that if you were to travel to this country that you might experience while you're there.
Exactly. Yeah, and I thought, okay, one of the early ones was Celebrate Ecuador. my thought was, okay, so the Ecuadorians are going to come out, have a great time, it'll be nostalgic. But there's only 20 Ecuadorians that live in Santa Clarita. I know all of them. That's how I know this. And so they're going to come out. It's going to be a really small event. But no, hundreds of people there. Celebrate Japan was jam-packed. They had sumo wrestlers in the middle of the little park there. It was amazing. So you said starting in May. Do we know the lineup? What cultures are we celebrating this year?
That information has not yet been shared with the public.
It's not privy.
Not privy,
Okay.
but stay tuned. At the beginning of April, we will be releasing those cultures, and we're very excited to share that with the community.
Fantastic. So it takes place at the Canyon Country Community
That's
Center,
right.
you said. It is the second Tuesday of every month.
Friday.
Second Friday, that's what I said. Second Friday, sorry. Second Friday of every month, and it's great, right? Great way to long week at work. Let's get out there. It's open air and
Absolutely. It's open air. It takes place outdoors. We have a performing stage, like I mentioned earlier, where you can see a variety of different performances. We've had Celebrate Egypt, and we've had belly dancers there. We've had Peruvian dancers. We've had Spanish salsa dancers, and just a variety of different performances. So it's a really cool place. If you've got kiddos, it's very family friendly. If you're a teacher and when we do release the cultures in the countries that we're celebrating, you see the lineup, send your students. It's a great way for them to kind of get a little bit of an education about the cultures that we're celebrating. We work very closely with community partners to make sure we're doing it right. We want to be very, sensitive and understanding that this culture is something that represents a person's life and their identity. And so we really try to bring in those authentic moments while still making it fun, making it educational. There's hands-on arts and crafts, usually about a dozen arts and craft stations that you can make and take little items with you, as well as a passport that is folded into the event as well. So come to our passport station, pick up your free Celebrate passport, come back each event, get it stamped, and there's a prize at the end for those of you that are coming to each event. You get entered into a raffle for every stamp that you get.
Yeah. It really is a great event for the family, but, not just for folks who have kids. It's high quality entertainment, great food, fun different activities. Going to give a shameless plug to one of our iLead students. Sam Diem at iLead Agua Dulce was actually integral in helping organize the Celebrate Japan event. It was for one of her High Scouts honors last year. But then like I said, fun for the whole family, but then Sister Cities is always really good about having a little pen where we corral the adults who want to enjoy some of the adult beverages of the culture we celebrate.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that. As much as the event is family friendly, there is something for everyone.
Yep.
And before we get into Sister Cities, I do want to mention that Sam is incredible. Her family is amazing, and we were so grateful to work with them. So if you have, when you see the cultures and you see that perhaps you have something to offer the event, please do reach out to us. We're always looking for community partners, students, adults to work with. But yes, Sister Cities at each of our events hosts a cocktail garden where you can experience a different cocktail from each of the cultures we celebrate. They do a really great job of curating a menu that represents
They do an amazing job. Incredible. Yeah.
Beverages are so good. And it is a cocktail garden, so when you get your cocktail, you can hang out and enjoy that while watching the stage. It's got a great view of the event. But they do an incredible job. If you haven't visited their booth at the event, you need to put that on your second Friday to-do list.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember when we were celebrating South America, the folks whose eyes lit up when they found out we were serving caipirinhas. Oh, it's so much fun. And speaking about fun for the grown-ups and a little bit of an adult beverage, Senses is coming back, right?
That's correct. Yes, we kick back off in March, the March 20th, I believe. It's the third Thursday of the month.
That's right around the corner.
Yeah, I think it's next week.
The 20th is the third Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not next week, but the following Thursday. Yeah.
Yes.
So 2 weeks from yesterday.
Great. Yes. So yes, Senses Block Party is kicking back off here on Main Street. We shut down one block of Main Street and throw the best block party you've ever seen. So we have a stage with live music. We have a dance floor, and that dance floor does get filled up.
Yeah.
It's Thursday night. We always say it's the kickoff to the weekend. And in addition to the live music, and dancing. There is an on-street bar where you can grab a cocktail. One of the local restaurants here on Main Street hosts that bar each month.
Okay.
So it's a great partnership there. And you can look forward to a new and exciting theme each month. So our first theme is...
Okay, so you were holding out on
Yeah.
me with the cultures that we're celebrating for Celebrate, but you have themes for senses?
That's right. We
All
do have themes. We've released our first 4 themes this year. So starting off in March, we have Alley-Oop. This is kind of piggybacking off the March Madness.
Yeah.
So all things basketball. It should be a really fun event. You can kind of test your skills with a few basketball-themed events
Yeah.
or activities. So 3-point challenges.
Perfect.
Basketball Connect 4. So we take common activities that you're used to and sort of spin the theme into them so that you
Yeah.
can kind of play a familiar game in a new way.
I love that. I think that's actually going to be the first day of the tournament. So yeah, watch a full day of basketball, then come out to Senses and get your own basketball
Exactly,
on. I
yes.
love that. So can you share any of the other themes, or is it
Yeah.
just we're going with Alley-Oop for right now?
I may be mixing them up, but following in April, we have Arcade, which is kind of like a nostalgic arcade on the street. So an open air arcade.
right.
We're bringing all those, pinball machines, classic arcade games, and anything that you might see like air hockey, and have like a really good throwback classic night of fun.
I love that. Dig Dug is my game.
Oh, okay.
Dig Dug. But yeah,
great.
love pinball too.
Yes.
Absolutely. That is so cool.
Yeah. And then, like I mentioned, we have our May and June dates released. I know that in June, I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead, but in
No, that's
June,
fine.
it's first or date night. So this is a great night for all of those classic first date activities that you might
Aw.
attend or go on. But it's not just for couples. It's a great night for like a girls' night or a night out with your crew. Like, come on out. It's fun. And there will be plenty of activities for you to enjoy, hang out, grab a drink after work. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
family friendly, but adult friendly as well.
All right. So, so that sounds like a lot of fun. Now, I'm stuttering because I'm racking my brain. I think one of the oldest current events that we still continue to throw. No, not concerts in the park. We've been doing that for quite a while now. But the Cowboy Festival has been around at least as long as I have. Does your team ever sleep? What can we expect from the Cowboy Festival this year?
We do get a few hours of sleep each night, but we are busy. And Cowboy Festival is a beloved community event. We're very excited. This is our 29th year of the event, so next year's 30, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
But for those of you that know and love Cowboy Festival, you can expect all the traditions that you've come to love. So this event is taking place April 12th and 13th, and this is a 2-day festival at Hart Park here in Old Town Newhall, and we celebrate Santa Clarita's Western heritage. We have cowboy, bluegrass, and music across 3 stages. A lot of favorites that you may have come to know and love over the years, like Kristen Harris and Corinne Marie will be at the festival. And in addition to that, there's a ton of family-friendly activities that sort of celebrate the West. We have a great partnership with Gilcrest Farms. They come out and do a Pioneer Corner, which has pioneer arts, everything from candle making to wool spinning, and it's a really great hands-on kind of educational moment to like learn about life in the West. And on that same vein of thought, we have a cowboy camp where again you can kind of see how the cowboys set up their camps at the end of the day and how they lived out on the frontier. In addition to that, we have blacksmiths doing live demos. We have a ton of shopping, Western gear vendors, delicious food across the festival.
Oh, incredible barbecue, yeah.
Great barbecue. And then a favorite festival to eat is from the Rotary Garden. They do a famous peach cobbler. So if you haven't tasted it, you're going to want to get some peach cobbler at the Cowboy
It was
Festival.
So good. And I remember last year, there was a whole family that had set up like the old silver nitrate photograph kind of thing, and they were taking the old-timey pictures.
Yes.
And yeah, like you said, the barbecue, the brews, the music is absolutely world class. I follow some of the artists that I've seen there at the Cowboy Festival on social media. They're great acts, absolutely phenomenal. So when are tickets going to be available? How do folks get tickets for the Cowboy Festival?
Yeah, so the Cowboy Festival in its entirety is free general admission. So it's a great opportunity to jump in and experience a weekend of Western fun for free. If you're looking to enhance your experience, we do have tickets on sale for our VIP Cowboy Cantina. So this is a opportunity to have VIP access to the festival. We have a private backdoor area behind Hart Hall where you can get a catered meal as included in your ticket, a festival t-shirt included in your ticket, and a couple other fun things thrown in there as well. So if you're looking to enhance your experience, the VIP passes are definitely worth it. In addition to that, tickets on sale include various performances that lead up to the Cowboy Festival weekend with a few of our partners. So we partner with Newhall Family Theater, Rancho Camulos, and the Main, and those tickets are on sale at cowboyfestival.org. You can check them out, grab a ticket, enjoy Cowboy all weekend long.
Yeah, those tickets are on sale now?
They are on sale now, yes.
Cowboyfestival.org.
.org, yes.
Fantastic. And she's not lying. The VIP tickets really are worth it. It's, because it does get warm out there, and that VIP area is always shaded and just a nice place to go and rest and grab a great bite to eat. So, tons of events coming up. We've only touched on a few of them. But for folks that want to find out what's going on, maybe this weekend, next weekend, where's the best way to learn about the events happening throughout the city for our residents?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're looking to stay up to date with our events, check out santaclarita.gov/events on the internet, or follow us on social media. We have various social media pages. So Instagram at Santa Clarita event. Oh, sorry, excuse me. At City of Santa Clarita events, or follow our government page, which is just at City of Santa Clarita. And you can stay up to date with everything happening. We're very active on our social media. Comment, engage with us. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about what's coming up, how you're excited about senses, or if you're attending the Youth Art Showcase. Tag us in your images. We love to see our community having fun at our events, and those are the best places to stay informed and up to date about what's going on.
All right, you guys really are a great follow. So at Santa Clarita or at Santa Clarita events.
Yes, so it's at City of Santa Clarita.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
At City of Santa Clarita or at City of Santa Clarita events.
That's right.
All right, fantastic. Don't forget, we are a city, have been since 1988. Where you been? Casey Miller, event coordinator you're the event supervisor.
That's right.
Sorry about that. Casey Miller is the event supervisor with the City of Santa Clarita. Casey, we didn't talk much about you as a person. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have an older sister.
Okay, so you understand my struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does your older sister ever get jealous of you and the nice things that you have?
Oh, I mean, we've got a great relationship. I think it's good. It's a good reciprocal. We have equal jealousy of each other.
Oh, well, that's really sweet. That's not the case with my big brother. Apparently, I'm just not allowed to have nice things of my own. So my mom makes me share my radio with him. Do you like trivia, Casey?
I do. I like trivia a lot.
Oh, cool. Do you have a few minutes? Can you stick around and humor this bozo with me a little bit?
Absolutely. I'm here for it.
Fantastic. All right. You stick around too. We're going to do some trivia. You can play along with us. And you know what? We're going to give you a little bit of a competitive advantage. Stick around. Big T's coming in. I am Matt Watson. This is SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson, and we have had an amazing show today. Great job, producer Sarah. You put together another fantastic one. We talked to Kate Wolf from iLeadonline. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say the highest quality, most innovative, free online school in the country. That's right, free for students, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade. Check them out at iLeadonline.org. We also goofed off and talked about a few malapropisms, and I think I annoy people with correcting their language, but that's okay. It's my show, not yours, so I get to be annoying. And then we just had an amazing conversation with Casey Miller, the event supervisor from the City of Santa Clarita, who's a glutton for punishment. She stuck around for trivia with Big T. Y'all know Big T. He is an executive and a philanthropist in the Pacific Northwest. He's an amazing father, husband, and dog dad. Unfortunately, however, earlier this week, his reflection filed a restraining order against him. Here he is, everybody. He's Mom's favorite. Big T, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, big brother?
Yeah, that's an accurate statement. I got a good long look at myself in the mirror this morning. I won't be doing that again.
Not for at least the next 6 years. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
All right, Big T. Have you got a fun fact, or are we diving straight into trivia?
I got a little bit of a fun fact, and it's not necessarily a fun fact. I do have, of course, Big T's 2 tips for today. But,
Okay.
Frogger, this last Wednesday was Ash Wednesday. I didn't hear you mention that.
No, I didn't. No, we're always looking forward. But yeah, celebrated Ash Wednesday on Wednesday.
That's you always looking forward for Lent, right? So,
Yes.
So for Lent, Big T this year, Big T's giving up negativity. Yeah, we'll see how long that'll last.
All right.
Okay, so I do have a couple of tips, Big T's 2 tips for today. And remember...
Well, Jen was asking me when she came in this morning, Tony's got his tips, right? These are life tips that Tony has learned over the last 50-some-odd years.
Yeah. So Big T's tips do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of KHTS.
They almost certainly do
Yeah,
not.
we'll just say no.
Or Frogger, but Jen is generally good with them.
Well, always.
Sure.
Andrew definitely was cued in on your Valentine's tips a couple weeks back.
Oh, yes. That one's locked in.
Yep.
Well, and I do have to ask producer Sarah to trust me a little bit, or whoever else has the button. And remember, we're all just having a little bit of fun. We may flirt with it a little bit, but we're just having a little fun. So normally I bring some solid tips, Frogger. Today is kind of a shout out to how your life was as my little brother, right?
Oh, boy.
As a big brother, and Casey, your big sister, maybe she did the same thing. But as a big brother, you have the opportunity to suggest that your little brother try or do stupid things so that they get in trouble. So today is homage.
I'll show you the scars later.
Yeah, exactly. So I got one for the ladies and one for the fellas. So, ladies, if your husband suddenly starts posting your photos on social media, just know that he's probably in a fight with his girlfriend.
Oh, jeez.
Ouch.
Jeez, Big T.
Ouch.
Second tip of the day, you may or may not, now, producer Sarah, let me go. You may or may not be a fan of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiencies, or their practices.
Uh-huh.
But husbands, this weekend, ask your wife to list the 5 things that she accomplished around the house this week. Then do me a favor.
Coming in hot today. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, then follow up with a message to Big T. Kind of let me know how that worked out for you, or if you need a place to stay, whatever it may be.
Right.
Yeah. You're salty today.
Yeah.
That's the deal. Wow.
What this does, we talked about it around Valentine's Day, Jen. This is how you get her to lower her expectations,
Sure.
and it also helps you polish your skills to see if you can recover from something like that.
Yeah.
Well, there we
Find
go.
a new date.
Well, hey, lowered expectations has kept Big T's wife married to him for 30 years.
33, brother, 33, going on 34.
There we go, 34. All
He
right.
is the same.
Okay.
All right, ready for some trivia?
Well, we need to clue Casey in on the rules, right? So Tony's got trivia questions, and it's kind of like Jeopardy. You don't just shout out the answer, right? There is order in the studio. You have to hit your buzzer. She's looking on the counter for her buzzer. Your buzzer is your name.
Great.
So you call out your name. You're going to be Casey, and yeah, make sure you're close to that microphone so Tony hears you, because he'll acknowledge you. Andrew's going to call out Andrew. Jen's going to shout out Jen. I'm going to, for whatever reason, call out Frogger, because during these 15 minutes, that's apparently my name. And then we can answer. Those folks that are playing along at home, you don't have to hit your buzzer. Just shout out your answer and see if you can beat us. But the 4 of us, we're pretty wicked smart. I don't think you're going to beat us. But give it a shot. Here we go, T.
All righty. What species of fish is Nemo?
Frogger.
Andrew? Okay.
Go, Andrew.
I think I got Andrew first.
Yeah.
The clown?
Clownfish is correct, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
What color is a giraffe's tongue?
What
Jen.
Andrew.
Jen,
Purple?
purple's correct.
Oh.
Oh, a giraffe's tongue. Okay.
Correct. What animal's nickname is sea cow?
Oh, Casey.
Oh.
A manatee.
Casey. Casey's on the board.
Nice.
Yeah. Frogger getting shut out.
What percentage range by the tens? I know that's interesting, but, 10%, 20% in that range.
I see.
What percentage of the Earth's wildlife is found in the ocean?
Frogger.
Frogger.
60%.
Incorrect. Anybody else?
You 1 in 9 shot.
You have a
folks.
guess?
Yeah, sure. Throw it out there.
I'll guess 80%.
80%. Incorrect. If I was one of the other two, I might go a little higher.
Let's go. Oh, 90.
Andrew, 90 is correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
Is it 100?
Where are cricket's ears located?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Got to be the legs.
It is. It's on their legs.
I'm on the board.
Who was the highest paid athlete in 2024?
Jen.
Ooh.
Jen.
LeBron James.
Incorrect.
Frogger.
Frogger.
With the deferred money, was it Shohei Ohtani?
Incorrect.
Andrew Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo with $260 million in 2024. Good
Wow.
pull, right, Andrew?
Nice.
Just last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a
Which
year's worth.
NBA team plays its home games at Madison Square Garden?
Frogger.
Andrew.
Frogger.
That'd be the New York Knicks.
New York Knicks is correct. Which Beatles single was number 1 on the Billboard charts for the longest stretch of time?
Jen.
Jen.
Help.
Incorrect.
That's where I was going. Okay.
Y'all got to chime in. Y'all know at least one Beatles.
Frogger.
Frogger.
Hey Jude.
Hey Jude is correct.
Okay.
Nice pull.
I love it. Fun fact about that song, they had actually started writing that album when they were recording their previous one, and when they were leaving the studio, Paul wrote backwards on the dust on the window, "Hey Jude," and everybody knew that the Beatles were recording there, and there were rumors of them being anti-Semitic until that album was released. Yeah.
Wow. Which Tasmanian marsupial is known for its temper?
Frogger.
Andrew.
Frogger.
That'd be the devil, the Tasmanian devil.
Tasmanian devil.
I
Great
know. I
cartoon
watched
character.
that Warner Brothers documentary. Yeah.
Those old school cartoons. Those were the best.
What's the name for a group of crows?
Andrew.
Andrew.
Murder.
Murder is correct.
Murder.
What are the first names of all 4 of the main characters in Golden Girls?
Jen.
I'll kill you. Jen.
Oh, geez. Blanche. Rose.
I'm out.
Oh, shoot. I don't like it when the pressure's on.
That's all I got.
Blanche and Rose.
You're 2 for 2. You got any more?
Dorothy.
3
Right?
for 3?
And I'm trying to picture who's who. Blanche, Rose, Dorothy.
I think Estelle Getty is the last one.
I was going to say
Okay.
Ethel, but isn't Estelle Getty Dorothy.
Oh, she's
All right,
okay. Whatever.
She was.
If anybody else can get that last one, they'll steal the point. If not, it goes to Jen.
Oh.
Blanche, Rose, Dorothy.
Anybody? It's Sophia. Jen
Sophia.
takes the point.
Jen takes the
I
point.
would not have gotten that one.
Nope.
All right.
In the movie Forrest Gump, what brand of soft drink does Forrest drink too much of?
Andrew.
Telling President JFK, I have to pee. Was that Andrew?
Yes.
That's Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper's correct. What sports drink was created in Florida by scientists
Jen.
to give the
Oh.
Gatorade.
Gatorade's correct. University scientists made that in Florida, at the University of Florida. What brand of meat stick has a name that you might also use
Frogger.
as a moniker for a Frogger?
Slim Jim.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Yeah. All right. Just a quick update. Frogger with 5, Jen with 5, Andrew with 5. Casey's still here,
I'm still here, guys. Getting smoked.
but she did share with us earlier, Tony. I didn't share with you her wheelhouse, the category that she prefers.
I'm great at colors.
She knows her colors.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Big T normally needs a little bit more prep.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to hear you say over the phone, okay, Casey, what color is this?
What do you get when you mix all the colors?
Casey, black?
There you go.
Boom, that's 2 for Casey.
The name of what juice brand adorns the stadium in St. Petersburg, Florida, where the Tampa Bay Devil Rays
Jen.
plays?
Oh.
Jen.
Is it Tropicana?
Tropicana, affectionately known as the Trop.
No longer there. Ooh, sadly.
I know. Quaker is one of the most well-known brands of which
Frogger.
breakfast?
Andrew.
Frogger.
Oatmeal.
We'll give it to you. It's oats. In what university town in Northern California did Debbie Fields open her first Mrs. Fields store in 1977? University town in Northern California.
All righty.
Okay.
Is
I have
Mrs.
no
Fields still around? She's still
Nada.
selling her cookies? No?
I don't know.
Okay.
Answer's Palo Alto.
Oh, okay.
In 1979, the Honey Nut version of which breakfast cereal
Jen.
hit store shelves? Jen.
Cheerios.
Cheerios is correct. If you're a sailor, what famous brand of leather topsider is famous for boaters and
Frogger.
80s fashionistas? Frogger.
Sperry.
Sperry. Big
What?
T's favorite shoes back in the 80s.
There we go. I was going to say,
My teal topsiders.
because I was rocking them in 85.
What well-known brand of tools was developed by Sears with the name being trademarked in 1927?
Frogger.
Jen.
Frogger.
Craftsman.
Craftsman's correct.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to cartoons, have a little bit of fun. What is Scrappy Doo's feisty cousin's name?
Oh
Or
my
Scooby-Doo.
gosh.
We blew that one.
Yeah, you did.
Wait,
Backwards.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, that one. Scooby?
My brain was like, wait a minute.
So, but now that you bring up Scooby-Doo, I really think the folks at Mako, the folks that paint your car, I think they're really missing out on not having Scooby-Doo do their commercials. Ruh-roh.
Okay.
But, see, there we go.
There it is.
Okay.
All right. In The Little Mermaid, what is the name of Ariel's fish friend?
Casey, flounder.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Oh, we found it. We found her second
Smoked
wheelhouse.
us on that one.
In SpongeBob's SquarePants, who is SpongeBob's best friend?
Jen.
Andrew.
Jen.
Patrick.
Patrick the Star.
Patrick the Star.
What snack food was just sold for $88,000 because it
Jen.
resembled
Andrew.
Charizard? Jen.
Oh, shoot. Is it a Cheeto?
It is a Cheeto. We heard that on the previous show.
Yeah,
You should have been
hot
listening,
Cheeto.
Frogger. What cartoon features characters from Looney Tunes and Disney in a basketball game?
Andrew.
Andrew.
Space Jam.
Space Jam is correct.
Got time
In
for a
Space
quick
Jam,
two more, Tony.
All right, in Space Jam, which NBA player helps the
Frogger.
Looney Tunes in their Frogger?
So you're talking about the original, the good
There's
movie.
two
Yeah,
options.
yeah.
That'd be Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is correct. In Dora the Explorer, what is the name of the monkey companion?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Boots.
Oh, wow.
Boots the monkey.
Okay.
Back.
Alrighty. We do have to take off. And with that one, I pulled away from Jen. Good job.
Oh.
Casey, thanks so much for joining
Hey,
us.
thank you so much. I'll take you guys on my trivia team any day.
There we go. Meeting at Pocock. All right. We'd like to thank our guests for joining us this morning. Casey Miller from the City of Santa Clarita Arts and Events Office. Kate Wolf, Director of iLeadonline Free Public Charter School. Remember, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade, free, amazing education. Check them out at iLeadonline.org. Thank you, producer Sarah, engineer Andrew, engineer Jen. Thanks, Michelle, for joining us, and thank you for listening. Remember, friends, life is hard, but we're all here to help each other along. Be well, do good. Don't forget to spring ahead this weekend, and join us again next weekend every Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. I am Matt Watson, and this is SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.